Day on a matter that was actually on the floor yesterday, and it had to do with the discussion we had regarding school discipline and parental notification. And in my remarks yesterday, I alluded to some discomfort in Fairfax County with the current school disciplinary proceedings. And I spoke with a member afterwards who, frankly, in very good faith, asked me for more information, and I felt compelled to give more information today, and that is why I'm asking for a point of personal privilege. I want to speak to you this afternoon, actually, specifically on the case of a young man named Nick Steuben, who was a sophomore student at Woodson High School in Fairfax, Virginia. Nick was a sophomore. He was a linebacker on the football team. He was an A and B student. He was active in the Boy Scouts and in his church. And he also was very active in caring for his mother, who suffered from Lou Gehrig disease, which had left her almost completely immobilized. He was the type of young man that any of us who are parents would be very proud to call a son. And that was who he was in the fall of 2010. He made a mistake, as a lot of young 15 and 16-year-old boys are apt to do. He obtained a synthetic marijuana drug, one that actually was legal at that time and will still be legal, I believe, until July 1st. He obtained that drug and he used it, personal use. I don't believe he was on school property. But the fact that he had used that drug that one time was brought to the attention of the school authorities, and he was brought into a disciplinary proceeding in which he immediately confessed, as an honest young man would do, and confessed that he had made a mistake. That mistake was later used to immediately lead to a 10-day suspension and a recommendation for expulsion. The expulsion hearing occurred at the Fairfax County School Board Public Facilities in my district, where he was confronted by a number of school administrators. His mother was brought in a wheelchair with her personal care assistant, where they begged that he be allowed to stay at Woodson High School, that he pay the price for his mistake, but he be allowed to stay at the school, which was an important, very important part of his life. The recommendation was accepted that he be expelled. He was expelled from Woodson High School. This occurred 2 months after the hearing, 2 months in which he was not permitted on school grounds. He was not permitted in any school activities, the football team, anything else, in which his life was literally devastated. He was subsequently enrolled in Fairfax High School. This young man took his own life a few weeks ago, and I don't mean to suggest that anybody who was part of that disciplinary proceeding had anything but his best interest at heart when they made the decisions that they did, and then oftentimes they were acting pursuant to laws and acting in good faith. But the decision that they reached was a terrible decision in regard to this young man's life. We have passed so many bills since I've been in this body, and I'm sure I probably voted for them, that espouse the term of zero tolerance for certain student activities. And these bills have a harmful effect on the lives of young people, many of whom have done nothing different than what we did as children, or what our children might do when they're high school students. And I hope when we come back next year, it's too late to fix this situation now for this young man's family, but I hope when we come back here next year, if we come back, that we will be in a position to take a second look at some of these disciplinary proceedings and the zero tolerance policies and try and do right by these families. Thank you.